Think about when you were little. Do you remember going to your grandma's house and making homemade chocolate chip cookies? Do you remember the smell that spread throughout the kitchen as the cookies baked in the oven? Throughout my childhood, I remember this vividly. I would always go to my grandma's house and make chocolate chip cookies with her. However, when I was younger, I do not remember my grandma ever following any sort of recipe. More recently, I discovered that she was using a recipe that was found on the back of the Nestle chocolate chip cookie bag. Furthermore, according to famous women inventors, the chocolate chip cookie was invented by American chef Ruth Wakefield in 1938. She invented this recipe when she was the owner of Toll House Inn located in Massachusetts. Hearing the name, it might sound familiar because this is where the name Toll House Cookie originated from. Today, I'm going to demonstrate the recipe that my grandma taught me growing up. There are just a few simple steps. The steps are, before baking, I will show you how to prep everything. Second of all, I will show you how to make the dough. And finally, I'll show you how to bake the cookies. So to begin, I'm going to talk about what kind of ingredients we need for chocolate chip cookies. First, we need the vanilla, the eggs, baking powder, salt, butter that has been softened, flour, brown sugar, regular sugar, and chocolate chip cookies. Second of all, we're going to need to preheat the oven. I've already done so, and it has been preheated to 375 degrees Fahrenheit. Now, we are going to start making the dough. We're going to start by mixing the flour with the baking powder and the salt. We are going to mix this together. And we're going to set this aside for later use. Next, we are going to add the butter that has been softened. We're going to next add the brown sugar also. This brown sugar has been packed, and it is important that it's packed so we get the correct measurement. Now we're going to add the regular sugar. And finally, we are going to add the vanilla to this. Now that we've added those 4 ingredients, we are going to mix this together. While we wait for that and that looks good. So now that we have mixed those 3 together, we're going to add each egg one at a time, and we're going to mix in between when each egg has been added. So I'm going to add the first egg. And we're going to mix that up again. Okay, that looks good. Now we're going to add the second egg. Okay, that looks pretty good. So next, we're going to slowly add the flour mixture that we had previously made earlier into the large mixing bowl. We're going to add this slowly as it is mixing. So I'm going to do that. And sometimes it will get stuck on the sides. Okay, we've added all the flour. Now we're just gonna let it mix here for a second. Okay, that looks pretty good. So now we're going to hand mix in the chocolate chips, which is everyone's favorite part. We're gonna move that, and we're gonna add these in. We're gonna hand mix these in. Okay, now that those have been mixed in, we are going to grease the pan so that we can put the cookies on to the cookie pan and eventually into the oven. So you can use anything you'd like. I mean, I typically just use the cooking spray, but you can also use butter. So we're gonna put that on there, and we're gonna take a spoon, just a normal spoon, and we're gonna scoop out some of those and roll it into approximately a ball, and we're gonna place them on there. So this is a little messy, but once we get them all on there, they will go into the oven. And to cook them in the oven, they will bake for approximately 9 to 11 minutes or until golden brown. It's mainly your preference. So now, since I've got most of those on there, they are ready to go in the oven. And so overall, I have shared with you how to make these delicious chocolate chip cookies in just 3 simple steps. By preparing the dough, setting up the oven, and baking the cookies actually. So in summary, some important tips to remember are to make sure that we add the ingredients separately, like adding the flour in slowly after we've added the wet ingredients already to the mixture, and to make sure that we add the eggs in one at a time. Overall, I hope that I reminded you of a time that you spent with your grandma or memories that you shared in the kitchen like I shared with mine. Thank you.